Hi guys. Hi guys, Mr. Weekley here. Sorry about that. Got a little choked up. Um, Wanted to cover a couple of terms with you that are pretty critical that we'll be using throughout the course, so that whenever I make reference to them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these are going to be, obviously, many of them are going to be your vocab terms at some point down the road. But I wanted to share them with you so that we have just a general working knowledge of some terms. The very first one is state. Now, when I'm talking about state, we're not talking about Florida or California or Nebraska. State, in this particular case, you should think in terms, well, this means country, okay? It's a certain place, it's bounded, it has a territory, okay? Now, when we use the term nation, a lot of people transpose those two, use them interchangeably. Technically, that's not correct. A nation is about people, and we'll get more into that later down the road. But state is a place, nation is a people. Another thing that we talk about and we use all the time is scale. At what scale are we talking about? Are we talking about something localized here in Columbia County and Lake City? Because what's true here in Columbia County and Lake City may not necessarily be true for all of Florida, for all of the United States, for all of North America, or globally. Okay, so scale is very important, and you need to know what kind of scale that you're talking about whenever you're talking about a subject. Now, we're also going to talk about scale as far as map scales goes too. Another key term that we use is diffusion. And diffusion is simply the spread of something over a particular area. It could be an idea, it could be a trend, it could be relocating, but it's the spread of something. Okay? And then these two terms right here, MDC and LDC, that stands for more developed country and less developed country. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, a developed country, there's poor countries. Well, there's more to it than rich or poor, but that's just a broad sense. When we get further down the road, chapter 9, and we start talking about development in detail, you'll see that there's more to it than that. Literacy rate, life expectancy, etc. But MDCs, countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Norway, Sweden. LDC, less developed country, many countries in Africa, Eastern Europe, some in Southeast Asia, South Asia, many in Central and South America. These are less developed countries. Okay, you'll see this big theme when we compare throughout the entire course these two very different groups of different things: folk culture, pop culture, ethnic religion, universalizing religion. You'll see this big contrast between them. And another thing here I want to talk about too, these are key buzzwords, is the course description, or CD. When you see that, that means course description, and the articulation. And what this is, the College Board has broken down the entire course with a lot of detail, and they have taken all of the different units and broken them down, and they've broken them down into three things over here. One is enduring understanding. These are just broad general things that they want you to know. And then learning objectives. These are things that they want you to be able to do. Okay? And then finally, the essential knowledge. These are specific things that they want you to know. The enduring understanding, they want you to understand. This is a big general concept. Learning objective, things that are going to want, that they want us to have you do. And then essential knowledge is stuff that they have, that they want you to know, specifics. And then right here I wrote down the 5 themes of geography that you'll hear about. Location, place, movement, human environment interaction, and region. And each one of those are your vocab terms in probably the first week or two of class. And I'm going to show you a really cool video that's neat, that will help you remember the different themes. Okay? But location, place, movement, human environment interaction, and region. We always talk about these things. The biggest thing in our course is this right here, the human environment interaction and probably region. When we look at migration, we're talking about movement of people. Okay, so those are just a quick rundown of a few key terms that you need to become associated with, that you need to become familiar with as you hear me talk about them, so that you'll know, even though we're not going to use some of these terms until down the road, this way you've got a little bit of working knowledge.